Hey YouTube watchers, I finally got around to putting together my man cave, so I figured I'd give you guys a quick look at what I have, because I know from time to time I would go on YouTube and see what other people have just to get some ideas of how to organize my stuff, or just to see what they have. I've got three major themes in my room: wrestling, Ninja Turtles, and Batman. So here's my Ultimate Warrior banner. He was my favorite wrestler growing up. I know he wasn't known for his in-ring skills, but nonetheless, he's still my favorite wrestler. And it's pretty cool that he's actually finally agreed to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. So that's pretty cool. I've got my wrestling buddies there. Got all these figures that I have. I've got these two belts. I've got the Winged Eagle belt, which is actually signed by Ultimate Warrior. And I have the Intercontinental belt there. I've got this Jakks Elite Scale Steel Cage ring with all the major tag teams. I was born in '82, so this is the era that I grew up watching. I was about, between 8 and 11. This is when they're at the height of their popularity. Late 80s, early 90s. So you got all the major tag teams there: Heart Foundation, Legion of Doom. And then you can look at the rest. I've got Jimmy Snuka and Roddy Piper hanging off the cage there. Then I have the WrestleMania 1 edition ring. And then as you can see, this is a mixture of Jakks and Mattel figures. Simply because I just figured, I just thought some of the figures look better in Jakks and Mattel compared to the others. So you got all the major ones that I enjoyed watching. You can take a look there. This Randy Savage robe, that's actually a custom made robe. It's by, I think it's Ralph's Custom. Ralph's Customs, I think, is what the website is. Along with that Davey Boy Smith cape, that's also custom made. Then I've got some other figures here. I've got these two Ryback figures, but aside from that, no real modern figures. Another Randy Savage custom made robe right there, the orange one. And then this Warrior here in the middle from the SummerSlam match he had against Rick Rude, where he won the IC belt back. That's actually a custom painted figure from Scribbles 24. So if you guys are familiar with him, you'll know who he is. He's very popular with custom paint jobs. Over here I've got my Macho Man poster. Another Warrior banner. That's original there, obviously. WrestleMania 6 poster. I think this is a reprint, but in the frame it still looks pretty badass. I like it. The Ultimate Challenge. Over here I've got my Hasbro collection. You can see all the figures I have there. I've got the two Unmatched Fury figures on the sides, Hogan and Warrior. And this ring, I think it was a UK version with the black ring posts and flat on top. That's why those three wrestlers are able to stand on them, because it's flat. And then I've got this little side sound piece that attaches to it. I'm pretty sure that was a UK exclusive. I think it came with the ring when you bought it. And it still works. I have a battery in there. It runs on a 9-volt battery. Let me just play a couple of the sound bites. I found that on eBay. I think I paid like 20 bucks on eBay, so that's pretty cool because it's pretty rare. It's hard to find. And then over here, I've got my Ninja Turtle section. I think this is awesome. I love it. I've got this original 90s movie poster from the live action movie. And then below that I've got this life-size Leonardo bust and this Playmates Cold Cast statue collection. It's the made by the based on the original comic books design. That's why they all have red. And I know Raphael and Donatello in the background there are the rarest of the four, so that's pretty cool that I have them all. And then this Leonardo bust. Look at him, he just looks awesome. It's funny, when my wife came in the first time, she kind of got freaked out. She's like, oh my god, it looks like he's looking right at me. So they did a really good job on this. I bought it off some guy. He was selling it on eBay. And then he had it pretty highly priced. And then, sent him a message. I made him an offer, and he accepted. So it was pretty cool. He was able to work with me. I think ended up paying $250 for it overall with shipping, free shipping. So that's cool. Then over here I have these, I have two of these Klingsbo display cases. One here in this corner, one over there with all this Batman stuff I'll get to in a minute. But I'll just kind of quickly run through what I have. I've got some Street Fighter figures, the Soda figures, and some Marvel Select figures. You can see Deadpool in the background there. Next level, I've got these Ninja Turtles figures. Everything in here is custom painted or custom made, except for the four. What are they called? Turtles in Training. That's what they're called. Except for those. Those I just bought at Toys R Us. But these 4 6-inch turtle figures, these are custom painted. Some guy that I came across on eBay, I commissioned it was like $80 to custom paint all 4. I just had to provide the figures, but they look pretty badass. They each have pupils. Their eyes are. He actually repainted the eyes because some of these had crooked eyes when they were sold in the stores, and then the paint job, as you can see there, they look a lot better than the original stock ones. And then you've got this custom made Bebop and Rocksteady there. I think he used the same body for them, but I got these on eBay for about like $130 for the pair. And then Shredder looks like was made from like a Jax wrestler. Paid about $110, $120 for him. He looks pretty badass. He's from the look is from the original 80s cartoon. Damn video game keeps going off. There we go. And then next level, I've got a mixture of the new modern versions of the turtle figures and then the old classics from the 80s. I've got the main characters there. Got the main characters of the new version here. Some of them sitting atop a roof. And then this building here is actually custom made. You can see it says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles there. That actually lights up green, but the switch is on the back. I won't be able to get to it just yet. Then over here, I've got my Monster Jam truck collection. Some of them at least. I've got the 124 scale Batmobile trucks, the 164 scale Turtle trucks, and a couple more Batmobile trucks in there. Below that, I've got the Batman animated series cartoon figures. I've got most of the major ones there. I see that Harley Quinn and Batgirl have fallen over. Whoops, I'll fix that later. And then, and I've got these. I missed these. I've got the 4 Turtles. What are they? Ninja Practice Pals. I forget what they're called. And I have all 4 of those. These are like modern day wrestling buddies, but they've got them in Turtles now, and then WWE's putting them out again. Then I've got these vehicles down here. I've got the 11-inch turtle figures. And then I've got the RC Shellraiser, the Party Wagon, another Monster Jam truck, and then the regular Shellraiser there. The Party Wagon doesn't have any of the weapon accessories. I think it looks better without them. I don't know. Me personally, I enjoy it like that. But anyway, moving on over here. I've got the Funko Pop Turtle figures. Where's Splinter? There he is. Then I've got this Shredder figure from the modern cartoon. Got this Batgirl figure there. I don't know why, but it's in the background there. Whatever. I've got these Batman cars here. The Arkham City statue. I've got this print. It's Alex Ross art. So it's Batman and all the major villains. So that's pretty cool. And then this arcade, it's one of those Mame emulator builds. It's pretty cool. I paid $400 off some guy on Craigslist, and it's got like an emulator for Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, N64, and a bunch of arcade games. Let me just quickly show you what I have. It's got like over like 400 games for the arcade, and it's just awesome. It's well worth every penny. I like playing Street Fighter and wrestling, and then it's got Ninja Turtles. All the major games you can probably think of in the arcade are on this thing. So that's pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything that I can improve on. I'll go over the other side just because of time constraints. So take care.